how important you might be to your partner, okay? So if you're all the way up here, you're pretty important to your partner. On the line down here, the more you move out on that one, the more important the partner is to you, okay? The more important the supplier or the buyer or whatever might be to you. So if you're all the way out here, your counterpart is pretty important to you, and if you're all the way up here, you are pretty important to your counterpart. So if you're all the way up here and all the way out here, we are of course in this quadrant up here, goes without saying. And that means everybody's pretty important to each other. You're important to the counterpart is important to you. So what kind of natural choice should you choose as a strategy into this negotiation? Smartnership, partnership, or zero sum? Naturally, smartnership is the only sound, clever solution when both parties are pretty important to each other, okay? Now, if your counterpart is not pretty important to you, I mean, if that's a commodity you're buying, everybody got it, there are thousands of suppliers out there delivering the same stuff, and you might not even be very important to the supplier. Okay, you'll end up this one. It's not really important doing business with each other because there's lots and lots of alternative. Well, please choose the zero-sum game. Don't waste time getting into partnership or smartnership if you are almost not important to the counterpart and the counterpart is not important to you, because you are not going to spend a lot of time down here. That will typically be a tendering process or an auction, where up here you will definitely benefit from getting into research and developing the values you're getting. Now, I would like to give you a small exercise. Just take 5 minutes, draw this quadrant on a piece of paper, and then write down of your partners, those you are working with, regardless whether you are buying or selling position, write down the number of organizations that you have in each of these quadrants. And please focus especially on this one up here and this one down here. So please write this one down. And one small thing I would advise you to do as well in this very quick exercise is, when you're looking at this one, also try and identify the number of partners you have in this quadrant that you could create a benefit from moving up to the smartnership approach, because it could be a benefit sometimes to try and create more value by moving them from this no important quadrant up to the very important quadrant, okay? Just take 4 or 5 minutes, just do this quadrant right very quickly, and I'll just take a round on that. So just take 4 minutes all by yourself doing these numbers here. How many of you in the room right now think you got the majority of all your partners in this quadrant down here? Could you raise your hand? I'm just curious right now. Okay, that's a minority who got that. How many of you feel that you got the majority of all business partners up in this quadrant up here? No one? Okay, that's not surprising. It's very rare that we see a major amount of people having that. How many are seeing the majority?